Welcome back traders. How are y'all doing today? So today's episode we're going to talk about entries. All right, so we're gonna incorporate the 3 days setup into our possible entries or trade setup for Friday. So we're gonna pretend today is Friday. All right, so we're gonna look at the dollar CAD, and this is H4. So what I do on H4, I already have my major areas of support and resistance marked out, okay? And I like to use this market alert indicator here that gives me my, it gives me the order blocks. So you can also change this thing, and sometimes I'll put 3 on there, right? Let's just look and see what that does. So it just adds 3 sessions of support and resistance, okay? On I mean, it can basically, I have it on all the time frames except for M30, but for right now, I'm using it for that. So that's how I kind of cheat a little bit, okay? All right, so now I'm going to drop down. As we can see, this particular instrument has been ranging since Monday, so it's been kind of ranging from the high to the low, right? It hasn't really done any significant breaks just yet. So on H1, now that we're on H1, we're gonna go look on Wednesday. This was Wednesday, and I'm gonna go ahead and identify that area, okay? That was the high, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mark the low for Wednesday. Okay, I'm just looking 3 days back. Now I'm going to drop to M30, and what I'm looking for are these indecision candlesticks right here. As you can see, I like mine, I mark mine gold. So what you could do is go to your line graph section. You go to properties and go to line graph. You can change it to whatever color you want, but I like mine gold. Okay, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use that to mark an area of support for the previous day. I mean, from the previous day to the current day, because we're pretending it's Friday. Okay, I'll just use that. And so now I'm going to also look and see that we also have the high on Thursday. We're going to mark that, which also happens to just be the high, the blue tracer for Friday. So it's already there. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I don't know what session you're trading, but obviously if you're trading Asia, you would have probably taken this entry right here at the Asia high, and you would have probably exited at the support. Okay, that's about 30 some odd pips depending on what you were doing. So London, coming into London, this is a little risky, right? Trying to take that, you know, it's not really worth it. Maybe you took it, I don't know. But since, you know, I'm already asleep then, by the time I get to the chart, you know, I'm looking to see that it's kind of ranging right now, and it's a rectangle shape. So what I'm going to do now, we're on M15, by the way. I see another little indecision candlestick right there. So I'm going to mark that. I'm going to just go to M5 just for fun. Let's see what it looks like. All right. Lots going on over here. Okay. Let me try and clear some of this stuff out. Okay, that we can see. What else do we see here? Here's another area here that we can mark. Probably be the safest area, right? Just in case price wants to push down a little bit more. Because, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen. But I want to be safe, right? And give it room to do whatever it needs to do. I've never been... Sometimes I'm good at catching these things right here at the low and getting them right there, right? Sometimes, I mean, that's a skill, boy, getting that thing right there and then taking your profits. So this is 1, .350. It's a quarter point, so obviously we know we can use that for a target. And then obviously we had our yesterday's high, our blue tracer from Thursday's high as a target. Okay, so this is how you would plot your entry, right? You would go ahead and set your orders like that. Okay, now one thing to note is that 16:30 on my chart, which is 8:30 Eastern, right here. How about that? Landed just right there. This particular time, guys, is often a retracement time. Let me drop down to M15. I'm sorry, M5. On M5, as you can see, it retraced a little bit. So just note that that time right there retraces. More, it's like probably 95% of the time it'll have a slight retracement around that time. So that's also a good time for you can possibly just get in, which would probably be ideal. And that's why I was like saying this area right here would probably be the safest one to get in at. But just know once you get in at 16:30, which is 8:30 Eastern time, a retracement will be happening around that time. Okay, so just be mindful. So then, like we already said, we're taking our target here at our first target would be right at the, from this area here to the quarter point. It's not a lot of pips, 16 pips to right there. And if we don't hold it all the way to the blue tracer, our previous day high, that's 40 pips. So that's pretty good, for the dollar CAD on Friday. Right, and we're still trading in the range. It's not like it really did any major breaking out, right? So this is almost like a scalping opportunity, but it's still a valid trade setup because you had the 3 hits to the low, which is what we're looking for. And then if you got in a little bit tighter, right, depending on how soon you got into this market, if you got in earlier, right, you could have got about 20 some odd pips there, and then almost 50 pips. That's a good day. So then you want to learn how to just get out, right? You got your money. You don't need to be trying to come back into this particular pair. What I've tried to train myself to do is once I get my money from the pair, I just shut it down. I shut down that pair because sometimes I am trading maybe 2, maybe 4 pairs that are setting up pretty nicely, right? So once you got done with one, shut it down. You don't want to try to go back, especially on a Friday. You don't try to go back because you're going to, guess what, give your money back. So you don't want to do that. It's going to mess up with your psychology. And the number one thing we do want to protect along with our capital is our mental fitness with trading. It is very difficult. It's probably one of the most difficult things to do as a trader. This is a very high performance skill set to learn. And along with that, you have to really build up your psychology in trading and really just mastering. It's the mastery of yourself. So it makes it probably the most difficult skill to learn in the entire world. Okay, but it's also the most profitable one once you get it down. So I'm going to post, there's a couple of podcasts. Of course, you can always find podcasts that talk about psychology. Of course, a lot of the prop firms, they will, interview the different traders, and you can just find any podcast, that talks about it. There's some that I really like to watch, and I'll put that one in the description. And it's just, it's just great to watch and listen to other people talk about the same thing, right, that you are experiencing, that they have experienced and probably still experiencing, how they, pretty much overcome it. So with that, guys, I hope you got some value from this short video on how to enter the market. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, whatever. We'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.